There seems to be this thing of like, in your guys' experience, do you think that the record that you make is actually just like a photo from a moment in time, Nate? Like, you would obviously have a different perspective, probably playing on so many songs and different records and things, but maybe in reference to your records, do you think that they're just really postcards from a moment in time and you have to think about that's who I was then and that's preserving that moment and you look back at it and remember those experiences? Is that what it is in sort of
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. you just, you just capture in a moment, and then the next moment's going to be different. The next year, month, decade, it's going to be completely different. So, we're able to, I feel fortunate that we're able to take and capture those moments, like looking at your baby pictures or looking at,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
look at, oh, look at that, that's when I didn't have a care in the world. Or
yeah.
so you can hear it in the playing too, where like I wasn't thinking, I was just having fun.
On
And
s on the more successful business records, did you find that there was more of a plan in place for what was being trying to achieve that made them more successful? Or was it just that things were just being caught and it was an energy and that people responded to that? Is there a recipe that you've seen great producers and great artists use? And is there anything you can sort of
yeah, the,
share?
the recurring recipe, as far as I can see, is just being sincere, coming from the heart, and not trying to be anything that you're not either. And I've been on a lot of projects where whatever the trend was, that's where the label or somebody talked into the artist says, okay, now you have to go disco or you have to do this.
Country's real
You have to
big.
have a
Let's
rap.
go, Kenny. It's yeah.
So then you take people that even have set a trend before, and then they look up and then they end up following this and no, but you guys are the trendsetters. So um, the bottom line is if you analyze it, I think everything is is what it's supposed to be at the time. And if you go back and listen to some of these records, there's mistakes, there's the tongues are speeding up, there's no click, and all this stuff, there's no kind of guardrails keeping it in place. Listen to Herbie Hancock on the Headhunters album, Chameleon. It starts at one tempo and it gets to the end. And if you go to the end and put it back to the first, it's like a completely different record.
Yeah, yeah.
And but that was the energy and the spin. And nobody said, "Oh no, that's sped up," or and it countless records. You'll hear mistakes. You'll hear, "Oh, was that a major or minor chord?" But they didn't care. They just
Everyone's
were
playing something different. Just go with it. It's fine.
they were just being sincere.
I think we did try and have that energy from Louis because that was what he was. That was his. He brought that, and we did like with Worried Minds. It sped up. It goes from one tempo through to the end, which was amazing. That then you could make that feel good. You were
Well,
now moving with our
yeah, and
rising
you're
tempo.
you're blessed to have somebody like Louis that has that kind of experience. That he's not sitting there with a click trying to measure everything. So all
Yeah,
he's doing is he's going from a feel, and that's what to me makes it feel good instead of it's perfect. It had to be perfect. And then that's
yeah.
where I think a lot of people lose it because there's auto tune but listen to some of these vocals. The fact that it was auto tune gave it a little more tension.
Yeah. Do you think
And
in the
so I think people should really, if you have the talent enough to be, to make a record, then get in there, but you don't have to have auto everything, or it's an AI record.
how did you feel about that when you were making yours, Noah? When you guys were doing it, is that you feel the same?
I feel the same. Yeah, I mean, like trying to chase perfection is only just going to make it sound more kind of robotic and forced. And like this was my first obviously full length record that we recorded, original record. Like we've done stuff for other people, but it's different when it's yours because this is like, all right, has my name behind it. But I think really just going for like, let's just record this front to back and just put all our energy into it rather than trying to just make every last bar be perfect. Because I feel like you could sense that when you're listening to it. So just playing organically and once again just trusting the instincts that we've been, honing in on for many years and just playing from the heart.
It's funny you just said that it's got your name on it. And that was the big thing for me with this too. Like I felt like I was finally contributing something to this big, massive, beautiful music tree that has all these amazing contributions to the world.